Hi, it's Mrs B
and Auntie.
It's been a while. It's been close to a year since
Sorry.
Not since we were together, but since we did a recording.
Yes.
Although we've only been together a couple of times in that year.
Isn't that terrible?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
You look really good. I love your hair.
Well, thank you.
I kept meaning to tell you. I love the ombre look to it. I know it's natural, but it's so funny? Pretty.
Somebody,
sorry, I'm supposed to look at y'all.
At a event we were at, some of my nieces and nephews asked Terry what I put on my hair, and he says, she puts that blue stuff on there.
Blue, that purple shampoo.
Purple shampoo. But I was afraid I was discoloring it, making it darker than it's supposed to be, so it's been like 3 months since I used any of it.
It still isn't turning yellow anymore.
No? It's still like steel.
Yes, I use, hey, I have more dark in my hair up here than I realized I had.
Yeah, I didn't realize,
yeah, you have a lot of dark hair.
Is long.
I know that's not what... this went off. I'm sorry.
Well, we haven't talked much for a while.
But I do like your hair. That's what I was trying to get at.
I like your hair.
Okay, thank you. Now that we got the compliments out of the way.
Okay.
It has been such a long time.
Lots of things have happened in between, but, like you have a good-sized family that keeps you busy in your business, and I have a family that doesn't really keep me busy. But my husband keeps me busy.
Well, from time to time, yes. And then, yes, your husband does. Anyway.
He's very spoiled. Anyway, but he has a couple of dogs now that we're taking care of grand dogs while our youngest son and his family live in a rental house. And so our whole life has changed, and we're dog grandparents, and Terry's taking it way too seriously. I'm so jealous.
I want to say a special thank you to Krista for watching our videos.
Hi,
hey, sweetie.
Krista.
And then also to is her name Donna
Reeves?
Donna Reeves. Sorry, I
a niece-in-law of mine.
Sorry, Donna. I know you watched the videos and you put a comment that we should make more videos, and I appreciate that.
Yes.
I'd like to meet you sometime. Maybe we've probably met sometime in the past. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been too many years.
Probably at Geraldine's funeral, maybe.
Probably.
That would have been the last.
But, I don't remember funerals.
Yeah.
And weddings. There's such a blur to me. I don't know why, but especially funerals. So
I got to see Donna this summer. Terry and I flew on an airplane to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and spent a couple of weeks with our son Marlon and his wife and daughter. And then we drove from Pennsylvania to Maine. That's a long ways.
You will have to tell some of the stories.
Oh, yeah.
About that. There's some funny things happen. But let's go ahead and kind of hit some of these other things that we were planning on talking about.
Yeah.
But I did want to at least say something to the two of you, because
you commented.
We have not done videos in so long that we don't have very many viewers anymore, I don't think. Although we do have 3,015, I think, subscribers.
Oh, wow.
That is because of the people in the Philippines.
Like when we listen to Poi Moi sing.
Yes. He gets the most views.
And we appreciate them viewing us when they do.
Yes, we do. I don't think they watch this, but, just by the number of views.
Who are these people?
Anyway, I was just saying we do have. I mean, we've gone up in the last, since I put the last videos up about my diet again and the update. I also reposted a couple of videos, reactions that we had done last year or before that. I don't know when we did them, but I posted the ones with the most views, so people would look again. So since that time, we have gained probably around maybe 35 to 50 new subscribers. For us, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal.
So anyway.
Well, since, like, I am obsessive compulsive, I think.
Okay.
Because I get started on something and I can't stop. I started watching cleaning videos where people will go into a hoarder house or, a problem house or a family member's house, and they, declutter and they clean, and sometimes they shovel and stuff. So I got so hooked on those, and then Terry walks in from work and he goes, "Oh, I can't believe you're watching that again." Well, anyway, so I sneak around and watch him. I try to watch him where he doesn't know I'm watching him. Anyway, that's not necessarily healthy, I guess, but I've been like on this tear going through my house, and so I'm doing a video. I'm doing a video today after Mrs B leaves, and I've got this one closet that's under a stairway that has everything in it. So I will add that video after.
Well, you like these cleaning videos so much and decluttering videos. Come to my house and help me.
Okay. I'm sure you would want me to do that. Terry is always like, I can't find my whatever. Did you throw it away? No, honey, I don't throw your stuff away. I put it somewhere that makes more sense. Then he came home, and I had moved 3 big filing cabinets from one side of the laundry room to the other side of the laundry room. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, it looks better over here, and I'm able to get into this cabinet a little better." Anyway, he thinks I've lost my mind. And I probably have, Brenda. Don't answer.
No, I was gonna, I like change. Mm-hmm. When I was younger, I moved furniture around probably every month or so.
I remember you did that.
And Clifford would get so upset. He'd come home and say, "I feel like I'm in a stranger's house," whatever. Yeah. It's a good thing I'm not blind. I'd kill my, just all those comments. Well, I haven't changed furniture around in ages.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Terry does not like change.
Clifford doesn't either.
Not like change.
Nope. Not at all. But anyway, that you're talking about your video that you're going to do.
Yeah,
you can do that. But if you ever need some more content, you've got my.
Oh.
But I don't know about putting my stuff out there. I don't know.
Well, if you have like a storage shed this summer or something that you want to go through and need a helper to help you do it, we don't have to talk or anything. We can just unload it and then reload it.
Oh. Okay.
We can do anything.
I like to do fun things. That's not fun to me.
Oh, okay.
It must be fun to her. So, see, I'll just leave and leave you too. Or hire somebody to come help you. You're funny.
I found this. I'm trying to straighten it up. Okay. I found this on Amazon. I do reviews. Anyway, this is a 10 sign, and it says train station. And that makes me think of my mother. That would be her grandmother. When she was in the rest home, I would go in there, and her friends, I don't know if they were friends, they were residents of the nursing home. They would have their chairs all sitting in a straight line, side to side. And there was a seat open next to my mom, and I sat down next to her, and I said, "What you doing?" And she says, we're waiting for a train. I'm like, oh, you're waiting for a train. And the other people were going, they were just as lost as she was. Anyway, so they're waiting for a train. And so I go there about every day afternoon, and they would all be waiting for a train. And I say, has the train come? No, we're waiting for the train. Okay. So, a few months later, my mom passed away. And I went to go get her stuff out of the rest home. And they were still waiting for the train. So I thought, I would tell my sister and brothers about waiting for the train. I was looking at the list of stuff that they had for me to choose from, and I saw this train station sign, and it made me think of my mama.
Think of your mom.
It made me think of my mom. I don't know if that's sadistic or what, but it made me think of her. I thought that's quite something to be waiting for the train.
Well, when you told me about that, it made me think of my sister.
Oh.
When my sister, she had cancer, and she wasn't expected to last much longer, and she's on hospice, and she was bedridden, but she could still talk and stuff, and she would tell us that she had gone to the train station.
Oh.
And she's waiting for the train.
Mm.
And then she would tell us that at the top of her bed, she'd see people that weren't there standing up. And then there were people that would come, and they would be up in the corner. And anyway, then she passed away, of course. But then talking to the hospice nurse, she actually gave us a book to read. Another hospice nurse had written this book. But she said that a lot of people that are on their deathbed, they either go to a train station, or I don't think at that time they went to the airports. I don't remember that. Train station or bus station. And that they do see people come to them. So when you showed me that's what I think of.
Oh,
as
yeah.
Teresa,
yeah.
my sister. So it's a good memory.
Yes. It's kind of melancholy, but but it's, I don't know.
But then
I'm not at the train.
Then if you have watched, this will change it completely. If you have watched Yellowstone, we all know what the train station stands for.
Oh, I haven't watched Yellowstone.
Well, you probably never will.
Okay.
It's very rough, a very rough language.
And situations.
And lots of killing.
Oh.
But that's what the train station's about. When they want to get rid of somebody, they say, take them to the train station.
Oh, really? Maybe I need to get rid of this. I should donate this. Somebody would love this.
You got a cliff somewhere, because they drop these bodies off this cliff.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's
what if this shows up in my, I call it Beat Up Woman's Place. What is it? Where they
Beat Up Woman's Place.
Where they donate to the beat up women, the ladies that are abused.
We have a center like that in Tampa.
You could donate it to that center. People would buy it.
You're crazy. She is crazy.
I don't know.
Oh, well. But I turned your sweet, melancholy story into something pretty bad. Auntie here made us a list to keep us on track. And we have not done any of it.
Well, I said waiting for a train.
Oh, that was the first one. Well, I guess we did the gap of recording, waiting on.
Brenda had to come and help me. I mean, Mrs B. She had to come and help me last time you were here. You helped me put together a puzzle. Yeah. It was a 2000 one. This is a 1000 one.
Yeah, there you go. Got it out of
it's a Christmas one. I got that from Amazon to review too, but I just started on it, and I'm almost to admit that I'm not a really good puzzler.
Yes, you are. She does puzzles all the time.
I do,
If you're
but
on,
I'm always like, oh my goodness, this is hard.
but you always finish them. If you're on
You
Facebook,
had to help me that
one time out of what, 1,000 of them.
Probably.
If you're on her Facebook page, she posts them, and
they're pretty.
So you'll
puzzles.
see she does a lot of puzzles.
Yes,
but she does a lot of things. She's always busy. She makes me feel so lazy. You're always doing something. My goodness.
You know, like I have fibromyalgia, so I do the puzzles whenever I can't do active things. I do that to kind of steer my mind,
Keep your mind
to
busy.
a different place than the paint. So that's why there's so many puzzles.
Yep, lots of puzzles.
Yeah. Okay. There. How many years ago has it been since Perryton had that tornado?
Fire? Oh, tornado.
Two,
I think.
Well, this year we've had our main street has changed up pretty bad. Right after the tornado, it went, down our main street. It went on the side of town where your husband grew up, and it tore up our church. We just have been able to get back in our new building.
North and east.
Right.
It just went from the northwest to the north, or to the southeast.
Yeah.
Is the way it went.
So
tore stuff up.
A lot of houses were demolished in the neighborhoods around our church. Well, we've been able to be in that church for probably 4 or 5 weeks now.
The church members rebuilt the church themselves.
Right. Yeah. And it's very simple, but it does the job. A lot of people needed help, and like while we were gathering the materials and the steel construction was going on that our guys couldn't do, the men of the church would help the people whose houses had been, they helped them carry off the rubble from their houses and helped them do, repair roofs and things like that. So they've been busy all this time. Well, it hit on our main street, and I had worked at this one store at the end of Main Street that was a Sears catalog center store where people would order their stuff and from the catalog, and the stuff would show up at that store. It was back in the 80s.
Amazon.
Yeah, before Amazon. It was in the 80s I worked there. And that store was leveled, and it skipped a couple of stores next to it, and then it leveled the old Corner Drug, which was a landmark in our town. And across the street, it leveled, across from where the Army surplus was, clear down the first block. All of those buildings were knocked down. The Radio Shack, the eye doctor, all those businesses. Then you get to the bank, and they're repairing it. They've been repairing it for 2 years, I think. And then just the other day, they knocked down the hotel. And right next to us, the movie theater, it has been out of business ever since the tornado. So we don't have a bowling alley. We don't have a theater. We don't have a skating rink. We don't have any. I mean, even the YMCA is just for like leagues of volleyball playing and basketball groups and stuff like that. So there's really no entertainment, no bowling, nothing.
Well, you haven't had a bowling alley or a skating rink for years.
Years, yeah.
Even before the tornado.
Yeah, but even now there's not a theater.
And now there's not a theater.
So the last thing that we had. So anyway, it's been interesting. I grew up here my whole life, so it's interesting to go to town, and it's just interesting. I'll say that.
I lived here as a small child. Well, I think it was the 3rd grade. I don't know how much I can't remember. I think that was the only year I was here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we moved like 50 miles away, but we came all the time to see Grandma.
And
then I got married to a man from here, from Perryton, and we lived here for 10 years. We moved away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, coming back through the years, it has changed so much. And there has been some growth as far as, like, you have a pig farm.
Oh, yeah.
A cheese. It's not really a cheese factory, but
they call it a cheese factory.
Yeah. I think, anyway.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, some places have closed down and a few other things have come up, like a couple of hotels and big gas stations. But the influx of people have changed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's not so many farmers. Farmers used to be about everything.
And oilfield used to be.
Yeah.
Oilfield has died down so much in the Texas Panhandle.
Mm-hmm.
But coming to town, it looks different.
Yeah.
It looks more, to me, this is my own opinion, it looks more run down than it ever did before, and even before the tornado.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe after the tornado and all the repairs and all the replacing that they do, maybe it'll start looking fresh and cleaner. I don't mean
we
cleaner.
Might have a
not as run down again.
More pride in the place again.
I'm hoping so.
I hope so.
Because I used to think this was one of the prettiest little towns to drive through.
Oh, yeah.
The main street, driving through, they have a very wide main street.
They had built it like that so they could park down the middle of Main Street. Back when the Model Ts were there. Isn't that funny?
Well,
but now it's just like a highway.
It is.
Wide highway.
Well, it is one of the main highways through the Texas Panhandle that comes up through Perryton and on up from there. But it has changed.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that the rebuilding will kind of spruce things up, give them more life again. And that's probably one of the reasons it's run down. Looks run down too. I don't think it is the only reason, but I'm not going to go there. Anyway, so you're getting buildings that were damaged, torn down, and I did see pictures, and it was sad to me even. Yeah. I haven't been here in a long time, but it's still nostalgic to me.
Yeah, I mean, like we live 10 miles out of town, so I'm not used to being in town a whole lot. I mean, Terry just runs in there and gets everything. So I ride with him, and every time I ride with him into town, maybe once a week, I'm like, oh man, another one fell down. They knocked another one down. Another one bites the dust.
Oh my gosh, I was thinking the same thing.
You were thinking the same
I
thing.
was. That's funny that you said that. You transitions, another one bites the dust made me think of, we used to be on a bowling league here in town.
Oh, yeah.
Here in Perryton, sorry. And my Aunt Wanda, her sister, she passed away when she was 35, 34?
34.
34.
It'd be 49 years this year, this March 1st.
Really? Well, that's true because Casey was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she was on, it was me, my sister, my mother, and one of my sister's friends, because there's 5 of us, and my Aunt Wanda. And the song Another One Bites the Dust was very popular. It just came out, and it was very popular. And I tell you, we would laugh so much, and we'd dance around. We'd go throw that ball. Because of our mood, I think, we got strike after strike, and with Another One Bites the Dust. Bump, bump, bump. Another one bites the dust.
So when you say that at the skating rink too.
Well, it was popular,
but I fell down
and that's what. So that's what. See, I think of a positive thing.
I know. I'm always the negative Nelly.
Yes.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
I don't do resolutions, but I am I got back on carnivore,
Mhm.
and I've been doing good with it.
I've been on it for 650 days.
Yes, she's my inspiration. You know, I started it
Yes, you
2
did.
years ago,
You're my
and I
inspiration.
did good through April, from January to April.
Then
And
you
then I
had
had back surgery, and I just hadn't really been good since.
Well, I'm proud of you for restarting. It's harder to restart.
I've restarted several times, but I just don't stick to it.
I have been stuck because, I mean, I've been on it, but I've had more than what I'm supposed to have.
Not much. But I am. You are an inspiration. Almost 2 years now. Almost 2 years. She has stuck to this, and it helped with your pain for a long time.
Yes, and then Terry's around more, so he's a pain. Not really. I didn't mean that. He's a very sweet individual.
Yeah, he watches her. Hi, Terry.
Love you.
He watches these videos, so we got to be good to Terry.
Yes, we have to be very good to Terry.
But anyway, that's been a long time. So if I had one, that's mine. But I don't do resolutions, so because I never stick to them. So this is just what I'm doing. But it's been 17, 18 days. So
that's good.
And I've really not wanted to get off of it.
Good.
But you've been on it for 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
It's a long time.
Yeah,
but I know it's a lifestyle change. It's not. It's never going to be different.
You have to think a whole different direction. It's I like it because there's no thinking to it. You know what you can eat, and you're not. I mean, I started out trying to make all these recipes that made it feel like I was eating regular stuff. And when I quit doing that, and now I don't have to think. I just, grab a piece of bacon and go on. I'm not trying to make a cake out of meat anymore.
I was thinking her birthday's in a couple of days, and I was thinking, I ought to get her. I can't get her a cake. I could go make her a meat cake. That doesn't even sound good at all. And I was actually thinking of like a how do you say that word? Charcuterie board.
I can never say the words.
With all those, but there's that's processed meat, and that wouldn't be good either. So, so we just have to know. Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you!
I will be 69. My last year in the 60s. I'm not sure about. No,
it's opposite. It's opposite. Remember, it's opposite.
Okay. I'm not sure what I think about 70, but it's better than the alternative. So
I know we jump around a lot. Our husbands kind of complain about that, trying to keep up with our conversations. They can't do it. I apologize to everybody out there that's having to keep up with us.
So sorry.
Segue. No, it's really not a segue, but talking about she's going to be 70. I was thinking I'm
going to be 69.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
She's going to be 68.
I am. I just turned 68 in December.
Did I tell you
no,
happy birthday?
You didn't, but that's okay.
I'm so sorry.
I thought you were mad at me.
Why didn't I tell you happy birthday?
I don't know.
What happened to my brain? We share a brain. It's half your fault. I'm so sorry.
Half my fault. Anyway, on the way up here, I was thinking about our age.
Yes.
And I think we're doing pretty good for our age.
My mind is going. She's doing real good.
I was worried when I was having my back problems, and you were having all your pain and stuff, that we were turning those little old ladies that, I think of my mother when she was 69. She passed away right after she turned 69. But she got around good, and her mind was all there, and, there wasn't any issues.
I went to a drugstore with her the summer before she turned 69. And I said, just think, next year I'll have to get you this one that says 70. Oh my goodness.
What'd you say? Oh. I just said you were going to.
I know.
But anyway,
woo!
but she didn't act old. Is
No,
that
she
what
didn't.
I'm getting at? She
No,
didn't
she
act.
didn't. She's hilarious.
Geraldine, I don't know how old she was when she passed away, but she didn't act old.
No.
But I think, and you may disagree with me, when I think of my grandmother at that age, I always felt like she acted old since she was in her
50s.
50s at least. But I was so young back then that
everybody was.
Everybody. Old. I mean, you turned 30, you were old to me.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I don't know. I do remember when I thought people were old when they were 30. Though.
Yeah. It's been so long ago.
I know. And now the older I get, I'm like,
oh, they were babies.
But I think I was thinking about that on the way up here, how through time, as far as the way people get around, the way they act and stuff, that doesn't slow down a lot until you're older. I don't know what older is anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, my husband is going to be 73.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, he doesn't get around like someone that's 73. Now, your husband, he's our age. He definitely doesn't act his age.
No.
So I was kind of happy that neither one of us always. Now, sometimes I act like an old lady, but not always.
Well, we haven't taken on the mindset. But, think about it. Like when Mom was 56, I was 10, I think. No, I wasn't. She was 42 when she had me. Anyway, I was a kid. And she, the appliances and all that stuff, she had to hang out clothes on the line. She had to iron. She had to, hand wash the dishes. The vacuum sweeper was the pits to use. Everything was a little bit harder for them. Even just keeping house, if I had to wrestle everything, like all of those chores without, the dryer and the good washing machine, and it had the dishwasher and all that stuff. If I had to wrestle all that stuff and wrestle a vacuum sweeper.
I'm not putting her down. It's just that how times have changed.
Yeah.
They used
I
to
think
say
the overall, people are acting younger, because like even on I Love Lucy and stuff, somebody in their 50s, they were like old. Everybody.
Yeah.
But.
And then you go back even farther than that.
Mm-hmm.
And people didn't live that long compared to what they do now. Anyway, I would just, that was just an observation.
I thought that your mom was always a hoot, and she was always full of life and vinegar. She was always ready to tell a joke or do a pantomime or whatever.
Well, your sisters
I always wanted to be like
characters.
I always wanted to be like them. That's why I act like I do. Because I trained myself.
It is just who you are. I don't think you can change that.
My daddy wasn't funny. And Mom, she'd get funny with her sisters, but overall she wasn't particularly funny.
But there were times, I remember that Christmas we came and her and Teresa were doing the Charleston.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Teresa was in a talent show thing.
Yes.
And doing the Charleston, and Grandma was teaching her how to do the Charleston.
My mom was
and she didn't dance.
Charleston.
She did not dance,
No.
at that time.
But she had fun doing the Charleston.
She did. They had fun. They had a good time.
Yes.
Had a great time. But anyway, now what else do we jump to? That's all. We already went through the weather. It is we just had a snowstorm, last week?
Mm-hmm.
That through the country, and right here we got a lot of it. And it wasn't supposed to be snowing today. It's supposed to be cold, but it's snowing. I came up to
a little bit of a flurry,
and there's Well, it's picked up a little bit since we first noticed it, but it's not bad. Not bad at all.
No.
But we sure don't want that to happen again. I mean, I love the snow, but I don't want to drive in it.
Now, I told you about the accidental upgrade Terry and I got on the airplane on the way home.
Yes, because you sent me videos.
We were, we went on the cheap. We always go on the cheap.
She's talking about her trip
back east to Pennsylvania. So we get on the plane in Philadelphia, and everything's fine. We go, down the ramp. Everything's just normal. Well, we went on the cheap so much that all we brought was carry-on for 12 days of clothes.
Well, that's possible if you do your laundry.
We did do our laundry.
Okay, there you go.
Anyway, we were very compact, and we had heavy carry-on. Anyway,
they're not cheap. They're frugal.
Frugal. Anyway, so we went through the tunnel thing that they take you, and everybody else was going to the right, and they said, no, come here to the left. And we're like, oh, okay. And we turned this corner, and I thought we were going to a lounge. Actually, it was different. I thought, okay, are we going to, I don't know if we're in the right place. Anyway, so there's all these pods. It's on American Airlines, great big airplane, 757 or something. Anyway, all these round cubicles, they're not cubicles, but they were round pod things anyway. And I thought, this does not look right. I think we're going to get in trouble. And I said, Terry. And he goes, I have to go this way. So he went around the other side, and I went on this side, and we were separated. And then they seated us, and the lady was so nice. The stewardess, she said, let me take your bag. I was used to wrestling that sucker all this trip, So she put it overhead and I said, sit down. Can I get you something to drink? And all this nice stuff. Anyway, so I'm sitting down, and there's a TV, computer, desk, and a lounge chair. And I look to my left, and there's Terry sitting through this window right next to me. And I said, I think we're in the wrong spot. He goes, I don't know how we got here. Anyway, we watched 2 movies on the way home. They all the way to Dallas.
They were high class.
We were in business class, and Terry has made it his mission to find somebody else who's flown in business class like that.
Well, don't look at us.
Nobody has heard of that one, but this one was such a huge airplane. Well, then we get to Dallas, and I had become accustomed to being spoiled, and I did cheat on my diet on the airplane because they brought chicken enchiladas. I thought, man, it smells so good. I'm just going to eat it. So I ate it. Oh my goodness, it was good. Anyway.
Airplane food was good.
It was so good.
I've never had anything but peanuts. So
I hadn't either. But I mean, this was so good. Anyway, so I think we were bumped up because Marlon said, Dad, have you got your seats yet? And Terry goes, I'm supposed to get my seats. And he goes, you better get your seats or you won't have a seat. And so they look on the computer, there were only 3 seats left. So we got 2 of the seats. I would have been so mad if I would have been in regular class and he was in business class. He lucked out that we were both in. Anyway, so we get to Dallas and we walk down the corridor thing, and we're having to ride in a stupid old American Eagle.
Those are so little.
They're little. They have 3 seats across.
They're so little.
Yes. I said, I expect to be treated in the way I have become accustomed. Every time we go.
Where'd you sit on that American Eagle? Do you know how far back were you?
We almost the middle or a little bit further. Yeah.
Teresa and I, we missed our plane
Uh-oh.
going to Houston when my dad had his heart transplant.
Uh-huh.
And we were, they found us a flight, the last flight out of Amarillo. And it was American Eagle. And we had to sit in the very last seats.
Oh.
And there was only like 4 other people on the whole plane.
Oh, really?
But we had to sit there till after we took off.
And then you could sit
And
anywhere?
then we could move. But I'm telling you, when we took off and we're on those last seats, it's like we're...
Oh, man.
It was like going up in space. I don't know.
I never thought of that. Oh, my goodness. Well, you know that I'm a world traveler when getting bumped up to business class is a really big deal.
Yeah, you are. She's a world traveler. She's been on, I don't know how many cruises, and I don't know.
Oh.
But as far as going to other countries, have you ever?
Well, just on the cruises to Mexico.
Right, other than
and
the cruise.
Canada. Didn't go on the cruise at Canada, but we almost got arrested in Canada because they're very particular in Canada.
When did you go to Canada that you would get?
Well, we had Marlon with us, and we were going to Niagara Falls, and they saw our Texas license, and they said to Terry, "You're from Texas. Do you have guns?" And he says, "At home." They said, "Get out. We're going to search your..." They searched everything. Anyway, so they did not find a gun. There was no gun to be found in that car. But anyway, it was scary. But yeah, we went to Canada. I forgot what this was about.
So it's being a world traveler.
A world traveler. Well, we did drive up to Maine from Pennsylvania. And
it's
a lot
the
of ways.
drive up there. Yeah, it was the drive up there that is interesting.
It was like 1,700 miles. Do you know that?
That's a long way.
That was a long ways. Anyway.
That's just almost from the end of Texas to the top of Texas.
Almost. Anyway, we stayed with my brother for a few days, and then this one guy that was his neighbor would say, "You need to go to Bahaba." And Terry goes, "Where?" And he goes, "Bahaba." And my brother is a Texan. He says, "Bar Harbor."
Because you're looking for a
lighthouse. Yeah, or something. We're supposed to see something spectacular. Anyway, so we spend, well, you know, we're 1,700 miles from our son's house in Pennsylvania. And we spent all the first day going horizontal to his house. We didn't make any tracks going down. We just went across the United States, if you know what I mean. Anyway, it was, you know, in Maine, it gets dark sooner because it's further east, right?
Yes.
The curvature of the earth.
Yes.
You know, what time would you say sunset is here in the Panhandle of Texas?
Depends on what time of year, but right
this
now,
time of year.
Right now it's around 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, it's 4 o'clock in Maine, and it's getting dark. 4 o'clock. And my husband looks
That was before the time change.
Yes.
So it would be like 9 o'clock here, 8:30 or 9 o'clock here.
Okay.
And it was that early there.
We were driving, and I'd go, "I'm so tired." And they'd go, "Yeah, well, it's only 4 o'clock. I go, "Oh, look, there's a bed and breakfast. I always wanted to go to a bed and breakfast." He goes, "Well, it's only 4 o'clock. We need to keep driving." And so they had these real cute, I mean, these are all along the coastline. You could see the ocean. It was so pretty. And they had these little motel rooms that looked like little cabins, like 15 in one little setting, right next to the ocean cliff. You know, you could look off the cliff to the ocean. I said, "Oh, those are so cute. I'd love to stay in one of those." It's only 5 o'clock. "Oh, I'm so tired." You know, we're going on. and it's starting to get dark. And I go, Terry, I am really tired. Can we find a hotel? And I said, I've been telling you about the bed and breakfast. I've been telling you about the motels and hotels. I'm tired. And he goes, well, why didn't you say something? Why didn't you say it in real English? Why didn't you say, I am tired, I want to stay in a motel? I said, I didn't want to be bossy. I didn't.
You know, some people you can't make subtle hints to.
Yeah, he's not a subtleties expert. Anyway, we get to this town, and we didn't know the town was on a peninsula. And he goes into this restaurant, and he goes, can you direct me to a motel or a bed and breakfast? People go, you know, they gave him a name, and as he is leaving, this other guy said, well, you should probably go by this other name, too. And Terry goes, oh, that's okay. Well, it turns out the first name was like stating a county, and the second name was like a street. So we're driving on a pretty good road, and then it turns to a smaller road. And if you've been to Maine, the trees are right next to the road, and the signs are very small, and there's not a lot of lighting right on that peninsula. I don't remember the name of it, but it's getting really dark because of the trees. You know, you can't see anything, and there's no streetlights. Okay, so we make it, you know, we're doing the GPS in a strange car that we're rented. And so we're taking and then the road turns gravel. I'm like, okay, we're going down gravel road now. And then it turns into a 2-track road. And it's going like down into this pit-like thing. And there's these 2 old campers at this dead end. And this skinny young guy that, you know, he doesn't look like he's feeling well. He's hunched over kind of bad, like he's crippled almost. And he starts slinking over toward the car. And I go, let's get out of here. I was like scared. I was afraid. I'd seen too many crime shows, and I thought, we have gone into a meth den.
She texted me and said, we're lost in the woods, and I hear banjos.
So Terry's like, I don't know what you're afraid of, but okay, we'll turn around. So we retrace our tracks, and he finds another restaurant. And he goes, I'm in the car. But he has the nerve to tell me this. This is what gets my goat. Yeah. He goes, I told him, my wife is mad.
Yeah, Terry would do that.
I was embarrassed, and I hadn't even met the people.
You're embarrassed, and
I'm embarrassed now.
You're sitting in the car. You don't see anyone, but you're embarrassed.
And they all look out the window to try to see me, and I'm like, why are those people looking out the window? And they wave.
You're probably going, hi.
And they wave. And I'm like, okay. Anyway, so they said, okay, the name you put in is like a county. And if you don't have a specific address, your GPS will take you to the dead center of the county. It's not taking you to anything in particular. But they gave him directions to a motel and also a bed and breakfast. So he says, well, I better do the bed and breakfast, or you know, she's pretty mad. So we go to the bed and breakfast, and he goes, I'm going to ask him how much it is. So I go, okay, I don't care. I don't care. So he goes, and he comes back, and he says, we can't stay here at the bed and breakfast. And I said, okay. He said, it wasn't full. The guy told me, you don't want to stay here. And I said, why? And he said,
I thought they had one room left.
He said, we got one room. And he says, okay. And he says, well, you won't want that room. And he says, why? And he says, because it's $500?
That's it.
$530. And Terry goes, no, I don't want that room. So we got directions.
But that guy judged him.
He judged him. Truthfully.
Probably by the sound of his voice.
He was a good judge of character. Let me tell you. Terry would rather take a beating than spend that much on a room. Me too. I'm cheap. I'm sorry. I am. Anyway.
Yeah, that's a lot for us.
Yeah. So, and it's already, like 10 o'clock at night by then. I mean, we've been driving for hours. Anyway, so we go to the motel and it was like 120 or something, which by that time we were like, we don't care. Just give us, I don't care. So we went and we were fine. And the guy goes, well, to Terry, Terry tells him his sad story about his mean wife. And he goes, well, there's a lighthouse right next door. You may want to go see it tonight in case you don't have a chance tomorrow. I wonder what he said about me. Anyway, so he said, it looks pretty good in the dark too, because you can see the light on the water. So anyway, he goes, he tells me I got us a room, but I know you don't want to walk, but I'm going to walk over here to this lighthouse. And I'm like, I may have wanted to walk to the lighthouse. I might have wanted to, but no, he didn't. He don't want me. So anyway, it was not a, we're so petty. I'm so petty. I'm sorry. Don't take it out on Mrs. B. Okay, I'll try to be a better person. Stay watching our...
You're the one that makes this interesting to watch.
But we did make it back to our son's house the next day and got to play with grandkid a little bit.
I just thought it was funny how the woods just kind of spooked you.
It did. Well, and the guy...
me too, probably.
And the,
he just
the
popped
guy
out of nowhere.
He just popped out of that trailer and I'm like, there's a no trespassing sign.
And you were thinking of?
Meth. Banjos.
What's the name of that song, that show?
Deliverance.
Deliverance. That's what she was thinking of. So if you haven't seen Deliverance, you like suspenseful movies, there you go.
See, I only saw the very first of it when Burt Reynolds got in the rubber raft, and then I didn't see any more of it because Mom said, this seems like it's not good. This is going to be a naughty movie.
I don't know. I don't remember whether it was or not. I just know that I think everybody of that certain age knows the banjo.
Yes.
I don't even know the tune. Yeah, that would be
dueling banjos. Yes.
But it was, yeah.
Anyway, I have...
That's just...
This is my kind of adventure. Oh my goodness. I would rather not have that kind.
Well, you did.
Yes. Now
and we can live.
You ride motorcycles.
I haven't rode for 2 years.
But you like to go on motorcycle runs and things, don't you?
I like to ride my motorcycle.
Oh, and you like to ride it in those places that have the curvy. Tell me about that. Where is that place that you like?
That place?
The Tail of the Dragon or something?
I've never rode the Tail of the Dragon.
Okay.
But Tennessee and I like Arkansas has lots and lots of curves. When I first learned how, I only wanted straight roads.
Oh.
Curves scared me. Now they're boring. Now straight roads are boring. And I like the curves. However, since it's been 2 years, I probably will want to start with straight roads again. I don't know.
Do you think you're going to break out the old bike again and do some stuff this summer?
I hope so, but I just don't know right now. Don't know right now.
How is your back doing?
It's good most of the time, but if I sit too long or I stand too long, I have problems.
Mm.
So that's when I start feeling old, is when my back hurts. But I think I just need to build up my muscle. If
you were to ride your motorcycle on a trip, you would take quite a few breaks or what?
Yeah, we do anyway. I mean, yeah, I think we do anyway. I think
she rides her own bike, and her husband has his, and they
but it's been a while.
Have a good time.
But we have been on here for 54 minutes, 55 minutes. So I'm thinking we might ought to bring this one to a close.
I'm sorry,
and maybe continue.
I didn't manipulate.
No,
what's the word? Monopolize.
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 No, you did not. You did fine.
Manipulate.
But I don't know if we're going to keep people on here. If they've stayed on this long,
Oh, it's okay.
usually the retention rate isn't too long on our stuff.
Wonder why? Maybe I talked too much. I'm sorry. Please
No,
forgive
it's
me.
not
Give
that.
us
It's just
another
they go a long
chance,
time.
please.
It's just because the longer they get, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. But anyway, I think we'll
We
go
missed
ahead.
you.
We'll end this now, and we'll may pick up and do another do another one today. And I don't know if we'll post it today, but it'll give us something else to do.
Okay.
So, thanks. Like she said, you said.
What did I say? I forgot.
I don't know. I don't even remember. Thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Coming back and watching us.
Yes, please watch us.
If you look at the description of our channel, I think it says watch us craft and burn. We don't do crafts anymore.
Someday we might.
Oh, I'm sure we will again. But
yes, and I do plan on posting that not a to-do, but a cleanup video.
yeah, she's going to do a video. And you're going to see some more that are just me or just her, just so we can keep the channel going.
Yeah.
It's not near as much fun.
Give you a little bit of content and give Brenda a chance to say something.
I said plenty. I say plenty. I just don't have the stories.
I'm so sorry.
I just don't live.
Do you forgive me? She's my baby.
You do not manipulate. Oh my God.
I messed up her language. Manipulate.
No.
That's I forgot what it was. Take over.
I don't know. Stop, you're going to make me cry.
I'm already crying.
I should edit this out, but I probably won't. I probably won't. So if you stick to the end, you see more interesting.
Well, maybe somebody needs to laugh today. And if we did make you laugh, okay?
Yeah, that's all we care about. We want you to laugh, even if you're laughing at us.
And if you have a story you want to write down on the comments, we would like to hear it.
Yeah.
And we might read it out loud.
Hey, that would be fun.
Hey, tell us your story. We'll read it.
Yeah.
Next time.
That would be fun.
Stories from the posts.
Viewers.
That's better.
Oh my gosh, I am crying. I think...
Now I'm tired.
Well, thanks for watching and tune in again. Bye.